you now are working in a global environment, wherein due to the drivers, like outsourcing or skills arbitrage, you have a workforce which is spread across the globe. In such an environment, it's important, and I think the imperative is to collaborate. And when I use the word collaborate, what I essentially mean is that people coming together to achieve a common objective in order to get the task done. Previously, the philosophy was that if you want to work in an environment where there is a team involved, they have to be physically present. But that's no longer the case, and that can never be a factor anymore, because we're talking about global organizations. So I think in this entire complex business environment, it's important for organizations to realize that they have to inculcate a culture so that employees can collaborate. And I think the key goal today for organizations is to assist their employees in order to empower them to contribute effectively. So if you are going to give an employee an opportunity to work with a diverse set of people, and if you are not going to empower him with the tools, then it's basically you're not equipping him enough. If you talk about collaboration, one of the predominant factors is that the network architecture has to be integrated. So when you talk about an organization which is spread across various geographies, there are development centers, there are sales offices, there are people, there are various mobile devices. All those devices need to be integrated into a single network architecture. What I'm essentially trying to hit at is at an IP-based kind of an environment, which then becomes the fundamental building block. It is not necessary for you to have that kind of technology in order to collaborate, but it becomes essential because the kind of technologies that we are talking about ride on that IP platform. If you talk about specific applications, then conferencing is one of the most, even if you talk from a perspective of the penetration, then web conferencing is one of the most highly penetrated collaborative tools, applications that are available today. In our assessment of software as a service, we found out that this particular application stood out amongst all the others when compared directly. It is difficult to imagine an organization which is working across geographies, which does not have these building blocks for collaboration. So you talk about email, you talk about instant messaging, you talk about web conferencing, you talk about audio conferencing, which is a combination. Web conferencing is a combination of these factors, and then you talk about video conferencing, and then the higher level is the presence, which we call as the ability to be online all the time. So these are at various levels, and everything may not necessarily be required by an organization. So I would leave it to the good judgment of the organization. There is a great amount of potential in this specific segment. Their needs are slightly different, and at the same time, their aspirations are high. When they are at a very, very high level of growth rate, what is the biggest challenge that they face is that their ability to scale. In this scenario, any technology which helps them do that, is in itself an elixir for them. When you talk about collaboration in this context, you talk about it as a service, because they don't want to be capex heavy. They want to have a model which gives them the capability to remain light, and at the same time move their expenditures to their, in a sense, move from capex to opex. So one obviously is software as a service. So across that, many applications can ride. You have to take into cognizance the fact that what segment within the SMB you are targeting. So there is a segment which has a higher level of IT adoption. There is segment which has medium level and low level. So you will have to look at the verticals and then specifically talk about the application and the traction of those applications in those verticals. Collaboration is a combination of technology, it's a combination of discipline, and it brings about a lot of cultural change in an organization. I think the ethos of an organization is the predominant factor for the success or the failure of any IT implementation. And collaboration is no different, or collaboration technology is no different. If there is a corporate will and if there is a freedom to employees to learn and adopt with a specific time frame rather than thrusting on them, then any technology can succeed. So I think adoption of any newer technology needs to be handled with care and needs to be given a kid glove kind of a treatment. So you need a comprehensive training, comprehensive program to back it up. So that's point number one. The point number two has always been the selection of vendors. So when you talk about any technology, what are the parameters which are required to select a vendor? So criteria are, obviously, what is the brand strength of the organization? What are their R&D capabilities? What are their financial strength? What is their support strength? What is their, are they offering you an integrated solution? So, would you want to take a vendor who just specializes in a particular area? The answer may be yes for a lot of people. But it may not necessarily be yes for people or organizations who would want that kind of a special support so that they can get a combination of technologies. The organization of the future is going to be, architecturally connected with each other. The pieces are going to be connected with each other in order to derive maximum benefit. Organizations of the future are going to drive and thrive on knowledge. And knowledge workers are going to work which are going to be constantly interacting, and communication can never be a hindrance. So when we say that communication can never be a hindrance, you need to create a platform. Now just by creating a great platform and not having the capability to bring everybody together does not solve your purpose. So the organization of the future is going to look like this. It's going to be an organization which values knowledge, which gives their employees the capability to connect with each other, and at the same time creates a platform so that not only you communicate but you collaborate.